Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. It is the Infowarrior. Normally with Jason Bermas, and he's going to be in here with the lady from SSRIstories.com. 3,000 plus mainstream news stories, government documents, you name it, admitting that the SSRIs are causing people to kill each other. Now, I was just getting some hand signals in there. I never know what those mean. Yeah, 10 o'clock. Fantastic. So I'll be out of here at 10, or at least until the hour after that, and I'll come back in. Bermas is going to interview her. I had her on a few days ago, but she was on about 30 minutes. This will be more in-depth as she runs through the horror stories and the fact that the establishment is aware of this and that it actually causes people to go crazy, which is what the medical establishment, Big Pharma, wants, so they can then put you on even more drugs. And it's been in the news lately about how Merck, Vioxx, and Gardasil fame, so they want to hunt down and kill, liquidate anybody that disagrees with them, scientists and others especially that are criticizing them and exposing them. Because this is a $1 trillion+ industry every year, and they're not about to go quietly into the dark globally. They're going to ship out their age-tainted blood, Bayer Pharmaceutical. They're going to do all the things they do. They're going to put the aspartame in the kids' food at the schools. They're going to put the sodium fluoride in your water because they're the eugenicists. They're the wicked people on power trips, and they get off on doing it. And until we grow up and become serious and face the facts of what's going on, it's only going to get more dire. I am here tonight to cover a lot of important news. As Rowdy Piper said, I am here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. And the Money Bomb has been a great success. My accountant and the IT person, the accountant and the IT person that would go over the PayPal, the credit card, the phone calls that are coming in to tabulate it all and give us a grand total, is taking some time off tonight, but they'll be back later. And they both worked until about 1 in the morning last night, so they just went and took a break, went home and took naps, I'm told. But we can tell you that we have raised $271,000 with the second annual 2009 Infowars.com Money Bomb. That's very exciting. That will allow us to hire at least 2 video editors, a couple webmasters and writers, get the bigger space next door and complete most of the TV studio. And I'll use our other capital to finish it. And I would say we've been able to move in there. They say 3 months of renovation because it's an empty warehouse. A couple more months to get the new studio built. Within 6 to 8 months, we should have the official TV studio set up, not just for the radio/TV, but for the TV show that I'm developing for television. So that is unfolding there, ladies and gentlemen, and we couldn't do it without you. Think of all we've done. Think about how they've gotten the 222 sponsors. It's now up to 226. It was 225 earlier today to audit the Fed. That'll be going to the floor of the House. Whether it passes or not, people are now learning the Federal Reserve is private and the source of our enslavement and our problems. So, I mean, if I tried to list all the positive things that have happened, all the positive things this movement against tyranny, free peoples everywhere, you can't even call it a movement, are having against tyranny right now. It's just incredible. And I want to open the phones up in this first hour for everybody out there so you can talk about whatever you'd like and talk about the successes we've all had together. We'll be right back with a ton of news. Stay with us. In this first hour, I am here in the catbird seat, in the cockpit, as they say. Jason Bermas in the second and third hour tonight. He's going to have the researcher on who runs SSRstories.com, SSRIstories.com. Incredibly informative. You think you know all about these drugs and the carnage that they have reaped across the nation? Get ready for this. I do want to single somebody out for praise. I don't normally do this because we've got so much to cover and so much going on, but I was driving home last night at about 12:15, and I caught myself at home 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, listening to the end of the hour. George Norrie had a film director on from a film called, that I haven't seen yet, but we're going to get him on, called RX Generation. not Generation X, our X generation. And it was just amazing what he was breaking down, what he was saying. And George Norrie, just the way he calmly and brought in past cases of drugs killing children and hurting children and deforming children, and how he brought up the points about how they want the people to get more mentally ill on the drugs so they can put more drugs in them. For him to do that with his 16 million listeners, he's got a lot of courage. Because on my show today, I read the mainstream news articles where Merck has been caught in federal court putting out hit teams saying neutralize, seek and destroy, go to their homes where they live and take them out. And we know that a lot of researchers that have exposed Big Pharma have died. And the media is trying to go, oh, well, they just meant figuratively kill them. They meant discredit them. No, folks. So we'll be going over that in the second and third hour. But I did want to come in tonight and tell folks that I want to thank them for supporting us and what we're doing. We couldn't have done any of this without you, the people buying the books, the videos, the T-shirts, the materials. Everybody that lives in the real world knows it takes a lot of money to run a radio show, to make films, to run news websites. And we've never had the big corporate sponsors. We've gotten a little bit better at going out and finding, independent great products out there to sponsor us. And that carries the majority of the load. But we're just making it right now with the amount of funds coming in our expanded mode from last year. We were able to expand because of the Money Bomb, and we need a Money Bomb again to stay the same size and expand a little bit. And so you've made that possible. So all the great work we're doing, all the huge stories we're breaking, the massive effect we're having, all of you are right there with us, right beside us in this fight because of your donations. So God bless you, and we appreciate it. It won't be able to counter the IRS taking trillions of dollars every year and using it against us. They force us to give to them and then use it against us. So we have to learn to vote with our dollars and support alternative media and ideas and products and everything else to try to change this paradigm. But the establishment has figured out that we're starting to vote with our dollars, so they're moving to just get rid of the free market altogether and bring in this command and control system, and the announcements are being made everywhere. I'm going to go through some of those news headlines in a moment, but I want to give you the toll-free number to call in to the show at Genesis. It's 866-582-9933, 866-582-9953. I've probably gotten 50, 60 emails the last 2 weeks from people. I wanted to answer this question now, and obviously answering it never answers it. But I've said any sponsor that I endorse, any sponsor you hear me plugging, myself and my voice, I believe in. People are saying, well, why are you then endorsing one of these tax settlement companies? Well, because it's proven that if you individually try to settle taxes with the offshore criminal IRS, they will rake you over the coals and lie and cheat you. But these big lawyer-run firms, they make quick deals and generally get people to have their, quote, tax debt cut by 70%. I've made this very clear on air. I mean, before I tell that story, here's another parallel, okay? So you can understand how my mind works. Doesn't mean you have to agree with me, but understand that everything I'm doing is congruent. It all fits together in my worldview. I'm consistent with what I do. We've had a sponsor who sells stun guns, tasers, pepper spray, stuff like that. And when I plug the sponsor, people get mad saying, I thought you were against tasers. No, I'm not against tasers. I'm against police misusing tasers when a 72-year-old woman argues with them and then says, okay, I'll sign the ticket, and he tasers her. Or I'm against them tasering a 5-year-old kid and they die. I'm against the police using it to torture people and using it for paying compliance, as courts have ruled they can now do. Torture is legal in the U.S. to, quote, make you give a DNA sample or make you follow orders. That's cattle prods. That's tyranny. But am I for a woman who doesn't want to own a gun and is scared of them, but to learn how to use a taser and have that in her purse? Absolutely. Do I own a couple tasers for my wife? Absolutely. We have firearms, but they're locked up because we have children, and the tasers are secured as well, but they're something which probably, wouldn't kill somebody if they accidentally discharged it. One chance out of 1,000 instead of, one chance out of 3. If you get shot with a gun, on average, you die, and that's a rough average. But that's the issue here. People have emailed me and said, you're against the cops shooting a suspect in the back, but you say you're pro-Second Amendment. What type of weird mental gymnastics is this to try to catch me in some logical fallacy? I'm for the Second Amendment an individual right to keep and bear arms, but I'm against a bank robber misusing a gun, and I'm against a cop misusing a gun, shooting somebody in the back for no reason. It's not that I'm against the Second Amendment for cops, but for it for the people. I'm against the police misusing it. I'm against the people misusing it when they commit crimes with it. It's not the gun that did it. Same thing with this tax business. Aaron Russo in Reflections and Warnings, that interview we put out on DVD that's available at Infowars.com, and I hope people get and make copies of them, get out to people. It's also at prisonplanet.tv, where you can download it and burn copies and give it to everybody.